Sunday. It's 10:26. Let me turn off my speaker. I turn off my speaker so it won't be no distractions. I hope everyone's having a good start to the Welcome, everyone. I hope you had a great weekend. I hope you had a great start to the beginning of the week. It's been a hot summer. Well, it is a hot summer. Of course, if you know me, you know I'm not a fan of the summer. That's my least favorite. I've learned how to switch words around instead of saying I hate summer, which I do, just for the tact of my conversation. I'm just going to say that summer is my least favorite and always has been. But you know what's so crazy about when you discussing summer with other people and you're like, oh, well, so it goes deeper than it's just like, okay, well, it's summer and summer is expected to be hot because it goes far beyond that. In the last 10, 15 years, maybe 20, but I'll give it from my um, observation, from my knowledge, 10 to 15 years, 20 years that the summer, every season has changed, and I believe in climate change, and climate change is real. It's like if you sit down, well, not sit down, how do you read? If you just read articles about the summer, the seasons, just the climate, I mean, in general, you will see the difference in that climate change to affect us as human beings. A lot of people don't believe in climate change, and that's on you, but I do. It's real. Climate change is real. It's happening. It's obvious. So yeah, this is far beyond. Well, it's the summertime, so it's hot. No, we had a heat wave before the summer officially began. So what does that go? What does that tell you about like it's expected to be hot? And some states have record amount of temperatures where it scorches hot and it's deadly for some people. But that's my thoughts on summer because this is a live where you can share your thoughts and opinions. However you feel free to share your thoughts and opinions. I had a good weekend. I went out. Me exactly. We went out. I didn't do too much because the summertime just breaks me down and I reset and refocus in the summertime. I know a lot of people are enjoying the summer and love the heat, and shout out to you, but I just didn't make too much of a movement during the summer. But if you want to share your thoughts and drop your opinions in the chat and let us know how you know, celebrating or enjoying your summer, feel free to do so. Um, if you're here, welcome. Thank you. I appreciate my listeners. I appreciate my audience. And most importantly, I appreciate my subscribers. It's the great part. You know who you are. And wow, just leave it at that. And for the most part, with the great parts, my subscribers, my supporters, I've been just, looking here, looking there. It's nothing too much. Because I want to talk about the topics that I like to talk about. I want to talk about anything else outside of my content for this page or my discussions. But I will say that I have been, seeing that, I guess, Latrice Allen is back in the news. I have been seeing her videos, her, let's see, her skits, and I just think her skits are absolutely disgusting in nature. It just doesn't make sense. It has no substance. It tells nothing. It doesn't influence me, or I don't know if it influence others because a lot of people enjoy her skits and they will make it be known and let her know that I like their skits and I think they matter. They don't matter to me, and I just think they are disgusting. I'm on what Tommy Light Studios. Tell me. Listen, this is an open forum, an open discussion where I probably throw little topics up in the air, dissect them, and the chat and the audience and the listeners can equally dissect and listen and share your thoughts and opinions. But I just wanted to say that about Latrice. For my subscribers who know about the truth. Her kids are disgusting. I don't know. I don't want to get involved. I don't want to talk about her oldest son. His first, I don't know. I didn't even hear what it said. It's just like I've been listening to other people and they jump on it so fast and so quickly to share about somebody else's life and how they feel about somebody else's life. Of course, if you come and you share your business on YouTube, then you're going to at least have the it's going to be pushed back. But I feel like this, when people say don't tell people your business, I have to shut that down. Like, and this is just a discussion we can have and we can move on to further topics. I'm waiting for a phone call, but until then, I'm talking. This is we got time. Um, I feel like when people say, well, don't tell people your business, yeah, that's true. You have to be selective of who you share your business with, and tell your business to. But the downside to that is like if I tell you something personally and I share something with you, and you decide to go back and share it with other people, and that comes out that I shared this with you. It's like the burden is not on me. The burden is on the person that is going around telling their business. Like if I tell you to do my business, and if I tell you something personal about me, and you decide to take it as I'm talking to you as thinking you receiving it and taking it as a concern, but you turn it into gossip. No, that's a character flaw on your part. I believe people shouldn't feel like, oh, well, you should be selective and be more careful and trust the people that you talk to. But one day somebody said to me, oh, don't be telling people your business, and I was about to say to her, like, is there something that I should know? Is there something that you should be telling me? Is there something, have you been telling my business? And then I don't want to get to a back and forth and the argument because, like 20 years ago I would argue you down. Probably 10 years ago I would argue down. Like, so what? I could tell, like, who are you? Like, I don't bow down to anyone. We shouldn't have to bow down to anyone. Like, if you hear something about someone, it's like, what are you going to do about it? Either you going to be friends with that person or not. Like if I hear a rumor about someone, it's like I don't care. I don't care about people like that to be involved in their personal business, especially if we're not close friends. Now rumors, I have learned that there is no reason to deny or confirm any rumors. People have their beliefs about you. You can't change their beliefs about you. You cannot change their opinions about you. So let it rock. The only thing I say is if you hear something about me, if you don't like it, keep it to yourself. Like, what are you going to do if you hear something so hideous or heinous about me or troubling? What are you going to do? You're just going to sit there and say, I heard this, I heard that. But you're not going to be bold enough to say, well, people are bold enough. I had one woman come up to me that I knew that we was talking every day, the routine we had at the bus stop. She came out early in the morning, 6 in the morning, 6 in the morning. First thing she said to me is, I heard you be flirting with such and such and such and such. And I'm like, I do. What are you going to do about it? Like, I feel like when people, like, are so, and these people that carry these judgments, they have nothing but resentment and anger and bitterness going on inside of them. Of course, we all naturally judge one another, and that's okay because we are human. But I'm not going to judge someone based on their choices and decisions, like, intentionally. Like intentionally judge someone based on their choices and decisions. Like, and that's the thing. Like, as we grow up, as we get older, as I grow up, and as I get older, my mind set is developing towards a more greater quality, a healthier mindset, a growth mindset, not a fixed mindset. Right? So and that's what I want to say. Like now I'm under the mindset that like if you hear something about me, so what? But if I say that, that promotes an argument. So I'm like, well, I heard this, so what? What are you going to do about it? Why do you care? How is this any of your concern? I'm pretty sure you have much more bigger things to worry about instead of little old Bronx girl doing what she chooses to do. But and then also, it can also be where, you have to be a little bit more aware and vigilant about the people and their thoughts. Like if you think the worst of me, or if you think the worst of someone, and you're not how you say it, and you don't really, I guess, approve of their lifestyle, which no one is asking for your approval or your validation, stay away from them. That's something deeply that resides in you, that your resentment and anger and bitterness towards other people for their life choices and their own decision making reflects you as a person. There's something deeper than that's going on with you personally, excuse me, within yourself that you are so into, not in tune, but you are so not concerned, obsessed with someone else's lifestyle and choices. That's how I feel about that, about minding other people's business. Like now, the older I get, the more bolder I get, but you still have to keep a tight lid on it because people will call me crazy, and I'm like, no, it's not that I'm crazy, it's that you're stupid, right? So if they say, well, you're crazy, and I say you're stupid, and they say, oh, well, I'm not stupid, then I'm like, well, I'm not crazy, then prove that I'm crazy. But I can prove that you're stupid. Like people with little brains, and people do have little brains, and I call them brain dead for the simple fact they choose to, um, you know, I guess, like invoke themselves into someone else's business that has nothing to do with you. Then, like, of course, I think you're kind of like brain dead for little, small-minded person, so to speak. And I have had this like people I'm not here and I feel like everyone else that just feel this way about like people knowing your business. Okay, like so what? What do you want to do about it? Why does this bother you? If we as people decide to do what we want to do, when we want to do it, however we want to do it. If it's not hurting or harming yourself or anyone else, then mind your business. You know what I mean? Like don't and that's the future. This is a future like gem for the ones that's listening and the ones that, grapple with people in their business or you just telling someone, sharing with someone your personal business and they decide to go and spread rumors. Like now I'm at the point in my life, because I think like when I was younger, it was hard for me to process people um, irrelevant criticisms of me. Like I used to be so to the point where like not that I cared, it's like why do you care? I'm not here to dispel, confirm, deny any rumors. Rumors are rumors. I argue facts, not rumors, right? Of course, it's like you hear something about someone, you're like, okay, so what? This summer, this year, I'm turning 45, and if you are a person listening in and you know how we do, and you know how you are, like, I know there are people in your lives where they have said stupid shit to you, have said dumb shit to you, and you just let it rock because you know that they are weak, but you know that you hold that advantage because they're so weak. Like when they open up an opportunity or give you an opportunity to bite their head off, and like not even bite their head off, but to simmer them and humble them by their standards, they become a little bit, taken aback. But that's how I feel like I operate. Like you could like chop at me, pick at me for 10, 15 years and I won't say nothing. But if it gets to the point where I have to say something, then it's not going to be so nice, because I listen to people and that's a great thing. Like if you're the type of person that listens to someone when they speak and you just listen to their point of view and you see that you can poke at their weakness, but you don't do it because you're not trying to be malicious or intentional, but because they feel that they can poke at you with intent and maliciousness and you don't respond how they want you to respond. Like I had to like in the last couple of months shut some people down, hurt their feelings. Because people think because you're cool and funny and silly and goofy and playful and have a childlike, not childish, but childlike manner to you, that oh you're dumb and you're stupid. This is why it's good to read across the board. Okay? And I had to at least put a couple of people in their place. And now, when you put people in their place, it becomes hateful. They become hate. They hate you. They don't like you, and it becomes a problem. So, like, avoid people that you don't have anything in common with, and mostly avoid the people that are judgmental. You know what I mean? I don't hang around judgmental people. I don't hang around people that are so wrapped up in other people's lives that it, like, becomes a part of their life. Like I feel like when people they make a little bit of decent money and they move up in the world, they become more cruel, they become more hateful, they become more selfish, they become more stingy, they become more everything that humanity goes against. Selfish, of course, we all are selfish, and that's okay to be selfish. But when I'm not, it's not okay to be selfish in a sense of someone else's, uh, I don't know, expense. I look at that. But yeah, but if you know about my page, then you know that I am trying to promote my page. I do want to gather followers. I mean, excuse me, more subscribers. It's the summertime. I know it's like, why don't you come on camera? Because it's like kind of hard for me to come on camera because I feel like my, and it doesn't have to be perfect. It doesn't have to be extravagant, but at least give my audience a glimpse of what they're looking into and who they're speaking to. You know what I mean? Like a lot of people nowadays, we as humans have lost the ability to communicate socially with one another and make connections, genuine connections, because there's a lack of trust and there's a lack of understanding. And I will say this to the people that are so quick, and black women, I want to say this to black women all across the world. Like a black woman calling another black woman crazy is an oxymoron. That is absolutely a contradiction. I mean, I used to call women crazy, but not like because, you know, I wanted a rise out of them. But I don't. It's hardly ever that I would call another woman crazy, like to her face. And it's okay. Like I learned to embrace people who lack understanding, who have no empathy, no sympathy towards others that sit in there and stewing their own bullshit. Like I have understanding because they don't have the tools or at least probably the human emotions that they need to touch into and share empathy and emotions with another human being. A black woman calling another black woman crazy, that's a contradiction if you look at it from both perspectives. I mean, of course, we do things that's out of the ordinary. But as a black woman, and I'm proud to call myself a black woman, I'm not calling myself a black American until Trump leave office. I am a black woman, but another black woman, and I'm going to start telling people that like a black woman calling another black woman crazy, that's a contradiction. That's a contradiction, and that's like a stain on humanity down in another black woman when we have it the worst, when we have it the worst and the toughest, when we are ridiculed and scorned and persecuted just for us being black women, or we just, all right, all black women are not the same, of course, like, duh, we're not all the same. But we do have share a commonality where we are the most disrespected and coming from our own community. Within our own community, we are shamed and guilty for doing the things that we love to do, that we choose to do. Right? And I don't want to make this content, I'm not going to make this content about race at all. It's just certain things that should be highlighted, and there's certain things that should be noted amongst many others. Right? I was just watching, because I don't know, I watch YouTube and I watch it across the board, so I'm watching the different news stories, and I just came a news story. Was it in Washington? I don't know where it was at. And I just seen a news story of a man, because this is not, this is common for domestic partners to off their domestic partner. And I just saw a story where another, and it's crazy because you see stories like this, and you're like, oh, okay, that's sad. But now I'm a little bit more in tune and a little bit more, I guess, in tune. And I want to learn more about couples. And of course, we know that if you are to be off or just taken out, lights out, is by the hands of your own spouse. And I don't know, it doesn't, if it matters, I just thought I had it written down where it took place at a man off the mother of his children, and he just came home from jail. It doesn't matter the color, but I will indicate that the color is black. And when people say black on black crime, I think that's just an insult to everyone in the world. Like I don't believe that there's um, black on black crime. I think that I think that's stupid to even think some shit like that. But if anything is a black on black crime, is black women going against each other for no apparent reason. The competitiveness against black women, against women in general, is never going to stop because that's what men they set up. They set that up. They set up that system for women to go back and forth with one another. And like men these days are absolutely insane in the men brain. They don't have no knowledge or awareness of what's going on around them. They are definitely lost. And when I say lost, I mean like they fail to do the necessary things to cultivate and grow and evolve. Women, we as women have evolved men far, wait, 10 times faster than men will ever evolve and out evolve women. Right? So when I get up here and say that I hate men, and when people say that they agree, and then when I say, well, not all men, shut them down like, no, not all men. Right? So if you're a man and you feel hated by me, it's maybe simply because you're not a decent person. Maybe it's because you're a scary man. Maybe it's because I fear that you are dangerous. Hearing stories like men, often women, because they lack control of their predatory behavior and their psychotic behavior, it's a reason to hate men. Like I'm not going around telling all men I hate them. Like I give everyone a chance. The ones that I don't know, it's not hard to give a person a chance, a human a chance. Right? But then we have women that sit there and pound their fists and politic and protest for men, standing up for men that would never stand up for you, that would never do the things that you do for them men. That and you can't say, oh well, that's just the men that you know, because it's like answer yourself this: how many men that you know show empathy towards another woman that's not their wife, that's not their girlfriend, that's not their sister, that's not their mother, that's not their relative, that's not related to them in any shape, form, or fashion? How many men do you know that forms healthy relationships without them thinking that this is a romantic escapade? How many men do you know that would, let me tell you, before I go there, I do know men, a small portion of them, a very tiny small portion of them, right? I can count on one finger, and that's probably like 10 men I know. And then I'm lying about 5 men I know. And then I'm lying, then it's probably like 3 men I know that would like go and go far beyond and exceed anything to help a stranger out in need. I'm not.
Hello, 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 hello. Are you there? I don't know if y'all could hear me. If you could hear me, just say we can hear you. Put a one in the chat. I don't know, cause my freaks. I don't know, but the okay. I'll just talk. Maybe it'll come back. Yeah, so and just like now, a lot of men are being spotlighted for the wrong reasons, like predators and psychopaths that are men, and men are psychopaths and psychopaths are men,